First major role, I would say, first major stage role was playing Lionel Bart as a boy, the composer who wrote Oliver, the great musical Oliver. And shortly after that was my next biggest role. Then that was a character called Tucker Jenkins in Grange Hill. Getting the role of Tucker was a big game changer for me. From going along on the bus or the tube, being quite anonymous, nobody knew you. As soon as Grange Hill started, you couldn't go anywhere, and that was the same for all the kids who were actors in Grange Hill at the time. Yeah, it was a big part of my life, and every now and again we all bump into each other. A little bit older, a little bit greyer, a little bit less hair, but no, it was the best job I ever did, Grange Hill. It changed my whole world. My favourite role would have been, I would have thought, there were three. It was playing Lionel Bart as a boy, being on stage in the West End, which was fantastic. Tucker Jenkins in Grange Hill, and I think maybe dear old Patsy from Spamalot, that Baldric-like character who got to sing "Always Look on the Bright Side of Life" every single night, and that cheered us all up. EastEnders was like a big family. I know it's a cliche, but I'd worked for the BBC for about 30 years before that, so it was sort of just like being part of the BBC furniture, shall we say. So that was 12 years of my life, a great 12 years too, made some lovely friends. And then when I left that, I went straight into the bill and playing a character I'd never played before. The producer said to me, Paul Marquess, he said, "I want you to play something completely different. You played all these nice guys. It's time for people to see the other side of you, the dark side of you." And he said, "This character called Gabriel Kent is going to be a little bit dark." And that was the understatement of the year, because he killed, raped and pillaged all his way through Sun Hill. It's a fantastic character. And eventually, like all baddies, he met his demise. And it was quite spectacular, because he was having a fight with another copper, and they were having this grapple, and then all of a sudden, bye-bye Gabriel, he jumped off a 40-storey building. So that's one way to go. A bit like Jimmy Cagney when he said, "Made it, ma, top of the world." Singing and dancing on stage is a different challenge to doing TV and film, of course, and I do quite a lot of pantomimes, and I mentioned earlier that I did Spam a lot. It takes a bit of getting used to, but you are surrounded by some fantastic musical theatre actors, choreographers, directors, so eventually, I'm a slow starter, slow learner, but I'll get there eventually, and hand on heart, I quite enjoy it, really. What do I know about The Drive? Well, I'm really looking forward to it. We've got an up-and-coming young actor called Tony Clarkin is going to be in it. And you may have seen him in Reminiscence, a film that the director and producer made before. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be two-hander. It's going to be quite moody and quite... I think it's about talking about past life and the ups and downs and that kind of thing. So I like road movies anyway. They're my favourite type of film. Ever since a kid, I've always loved road movies. So I see it as a road movie, but with some some nice drama and some reflective thinking. Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to working with young filmmakers. I've worked with young filmmakers before. It was a group called the BYFA, which is the British Youth Film Academy. And I directed my first film for them about 3 or 4 years ago. And these are all aspiring producers, technicians, cameramen. And it's a real shot in the arm. I suppose when you get to my age, it's nice to give a little bit back. And it just reminds you of yourself all those years ago. But it's just, with these guys, the enthusiasm was worth its weight in gold. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to working with young filmmakers, because they're the future, and when I'm in my Zimmer frame, they might give me a part. Good.